Hi there, Mike Brady with Generosity Wealth Management, a comprehensive, full-service wealth management firm headquartered right here in Boulder, Colorado. Today I want to talk about FDIC insurance and how to maximize your insurance under that if you have large balances at the bank. Now that's the first thing you have to think about is, should I have large balances at my local bank? And with today's very low interest rate environment, you're probably not making very much on it, but perhaps safety of principal is your number one priority. If that's the case, then maybe it does make sense for you. 6.5, 7 years ago, we talked about FDIC insurance a lot in the 2008 financial crisis and into the 2009. But now the time has gone by, it's not such a big hot topic anymore. Here is the very basics. First, we have to talk about account types because you have $250,000 per person per account type. So what that means is an individual account, Mike Brady by himself, that's an account type. A joint account, that's a different type of account. That Mike and my wife Cassidy, if we had a joint account, that would be an account type. Third type would be Mike Brady's IRA. That's an account type that's separate from the other two that I've described. But let's say that Mike Brady has a payable on death account. And a payable on death is something that you can do with a bank account that if you die, it goes right to those beneficiaries. This is something, let's say I have 3 kids. I don't have 3 children, but let's say that I do. I could have Mike Brady payable on death to beneficiary 1, beneficiary 2, and beneficiary 3. And they don't have to be children. They could be anybody. So the reason why I bring this up is for the registration type of Mike Brady, I have $250,000 of insurance if that bank goes under. If I have a joint account with my wife, I have an additional $250,000. And if we could actually have $500,000 in that bank, and because I would have $250,000 and my wife would have $250,000, that's a total of $500,000. Now let's say that we also each have an individual. So Mike has an account, Cassidy has an account, and then we have a joint account. We actually have all the way up to $1 million. $250,000 for the 2 individual accounts. And then each of us have $250,000 of that, half of the joint account. So that's $1 million. One thing that a lot of people don't know, though, is that payable on death account also has $250,000 for every single beneficiary. So let's say that I want to increase, I want to have 3 beneficiaries anyway. If I have an individual account with, if I have an account in my name with payable on death to 3 people, beneficiary 1, 2, and 3, I actually have $750,000 worth of insurance, one for each one of those payable on deaths. $250,000, $250,000, $250,000. And what's interesting is I could have if I wanted to have $250,000 for each one of them, plus I could still do it on a joint account, plus I can have an individual account. These are all different types. I know I'm kind of getting complicated here, but payable on death is something that you ought to consider if you're going to have a large balance inside of a bank account. But don't do it without talking with your estate planning attorney. Everything I'm saying here is just knowledge for you to know. I'm not making a specific recommendation to you or giving you legal advice. But it's good for you to know how FDIC works. The FDIC.gov site is really good. Google FDIC and learn. They go with lots of examples there. But one thing to know is that there are different account types, $250,000 per person per account type, and payable on demand is per the beneficiaries on that particular type. So go check it out. I'm always here if you have any questions, if you want to talk this through. Mike Brady, Generosity Wealth Management, 303-747-6455. I hope you have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.